Ma and me, and we are back for another episode together, having great conversations and communicating with each other, communications across the generations. So we're trying to encourage everyone to get out there and speak with their family and loved ones and friends and start understanding each other better so that we can keep showing up for each other in a helpful, loving way and build those bridges. So today, I think what we wanted to discuss, right, is what does it mean to be good? So that's a loaded question, isn't it? I think so. But what does it mean to be good, Ma? What do you have to say about that as an 81-year-old with all your wisdom?
My goodness has come and gone over the years.
No, you're always good.
I think that intentions do have play a part. You can be intending to be good.
Isn't the road to hell paved in good intentions?
Yeah. But being good is depending on what you're doing. I mean, if you're being a good cook, then you're following all the directions and you're doing all that. If you're being a good driver, you're driving and you're following the rules.
How about a good human being?
If you're being a good human being, then you're being a kind and a loving person, but you don't always feel kind and loving.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's really hard to be good. And
well, I mean, you can be kind and loving and not agree with someone.
True.
You can be kind and loving and they could be a complete horrible person to you, and you can still be kind and loving in thought. But I think for me, to be good is just to show up in an authentic way, no matter what. It doesn't mean I have to engage with the insanity. It doesn't mean I have to agree with someone. It doesn't mean that I have to tolerate anything that I think is unacceptable, but I can still love a person that isn't being empowered. We can be who we want to be and then be discerning what we're allowing into our lives. Because is being discerning not being good?
Yes, it is. Because
it is being good, though,
I think
right?
so. And I think that it's a judgment call. I mean,
discernment.
What your goodness is, it may be different than my goodness.
Yeah, right.
And it comes from experience and all kinds of things.
Because everything in life, they say, is actually neutral.
Yeah.
An actual event is a neutral thing. It's what we assign to it that's good or bad. We assign the good and bad because we add the charge. It's like having a positive or negative charge to something.
Yeah.
So if we try to neutralize it, then we are able to still stand in being empowered. Maybe it's a better question of empowerment.
I never felt empowered.
Well, but that's not good.
I've never felt empowered.
But you're automatically empowered as a bright soul shining in this world.
Yeah, I'm good to be a bright shining soul. But
That's ultimate
I've
empowerment.
never felt empowered.
Well, I don't think I think power, that's the problem of the world today, isn't it? That people feel it's a control thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all powerful. Everybody is a powerful, bright bolt of energy, basically. But
Mm-hmm.
we're busy zapping each other. That's not good, right?
Yeah, there needs to be a lot more kindness and less calculation, all these calculations.
Right.
And all the, it's just...
Kindness is everything, I think.
So all we can do is be sure that we are who we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't worry about the whole world. We have to be who we want to be.
Right. Because if we're putting good ripples out there, that's positive energy.
Right. And it will help. And it helps you,
And it sets a good example, and maybe somebody else will be nice to the next person, or maybe that person won't be angry anymore and they'll decide to be nice and maybe they'll learn something. It's a learning process. I think life is a learning process,
Yeah.
right?
Right, it is.
So there's no perfect, good or bad.
No. And it changes over time. What was good when you're this age isn't good later. Something else is better. So you have to be flexible.
Right.
Basic goodness is basic goodness.
Right. Ethics and values are pretty established, I
Right.
think.
But there are changes that come along that, that are, you have to be a little flexible.
Yeah. Oh, I think all of life is flexibility, right?
Right, right.
I mean, what stays the same?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's a pretty amazing and awe-inspiring thing. We say it, in concept. It reminds me of like understanding injuries. I work with folks that, they have to lift concrete bags all day, So I went to the hardware store because it's one thing for someone to say, I lift concrete bags all day. It's a concept, but I went and I tried to lift a 90-pound concrete bag. It's really heavy. And it put it in absolute perspective in real time, experientially, what that meant when someone says, I lift concrete bags all day.
Wow.
So, I mean, our life is to be experienced. So that's part of our learning, because it doesn't, otherwise it's just us, it's just a concept.
Yeah.
It's not real. Being good is a state of being.
Well, it has to be something that you no matter what happens, you go back to doing,
Or you just are.
Yeah, you just are, and then you function from there.
Yeah.
We all know we aren't good all the time.
We've all fallen off the bridge.
We know we're
at
not
some
good
point.
all the time, and it's okay. It's all right.
Well, it's part of learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, what would be your ultimate wisdom for staying on path of being a good human being that you've experienced, being a mom and being a wife and being a human being in this world?
I guess the most the thing that I've used the most over the years to keep myself in a good way is to think positively about things. If you have a situation that seems to be negative, you can find something positive in it and work with that. It helps you with your goodness.
Be positive.
Be positive.
Yeah. Do positive affirmations. Think positive. I read somewhere where for every negative thought that we have, because we all have some negative thoughts, that we should replace it with 3 positive thoughts. Like catch ourselves and then rewrite it, reframe them in positive ways, or have an attitude of gratitude that
Right.
erases over negativity. Look for things that, even if it's like, well, the sun is shining today, the trees are pretty, like it doesn't matter what it is, just have thank goodness it's beautiful California weather today. I woke up today in good health. And being grateful can erase over things, right?
I agree. Totally.
Yeah, I think that's part of being good too, is being able to be grateful for all the wonderfulness that's happening all the time.
And it helps you to be good.
It does, yeah. All right, here's a quick clip from me today. Just understanding, I think that life can get really judgmental, actually. So that's what brought up the good and bad and healthy and unhealthy, or whatever the judgments are. But just being able to discern the beauty in life, I think, is a positive energy, is what good has turned to be. Is being positive, being uplifting, being empowered, empowering ourselves to be the best human beings that we can possibly be, being kind to others, loving, understanding, flexible, listening. And that's between generations. I think sometimes we can get a little frustrated.
Yeah.
So it's finding the middle ground of understanding and communicating, and letting go. I like to ask myself, at the end of the day, if this was the last day that I lived, is it really that important?
Yeah.
And I generally, it's no. And so I got to let it go.
Yeah.
And it's not the easiest thing to do, but it works.
Good.
So it's a start, right?
It is.
All right. Well, until next time, check us out on the Health Tune-Up. It's Ma and me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.